Alright, what is going on, everybody? Today we're going to cover the weapon meta attachments that I run for LMGs. Again, these are the stats that I run from beta till today. I've got about 3,200 hours in the game at this point, been playing since day one. So hopefully that gives some credibility to what I'm running. But again, I'm always up for discussion on different attachments or what you guys run or what you think would be better and whatnot. So jumping into it, for LMGs, unfortunately, until these portal ones, because there's quite a few of them, there's more portal LMGs than all-out warfare LMGs. There's actually a 4 to 5 difference there. So until these get their attachments, there's not a whole lot to cover on them. So we're just going to knock out the all-out warfare ones, and then I'll kind of skim through. So that should be short and sweet. But the LCMG is still the best LMG in the game per damage round wise, regardless of what people are saying, this and that. I always get the placebo of, oh, the RPT is really good, the XM8's really good, and they both are really good because LMGs in general are really good. But per round damage, right, bullet to kill, LCMG still has the best versatility and bullet to kill between all of the LMGs right now, outside of the M60 and the M240. But if you wanted a further 5 bullet to kill with the LCMG, you run the standard rounds, okay? I run close combat rounds because I play more aggressive, and I have the short barrel. This gives me the fastest rate of fire possible for this, and I have a laser to help with the hip fire. So this thing turns into like a hip fire machine, specifically like when I'm clearing out the last sector on exposure or playing breakthrough, or, you know, playing stranded. If I really pull out an LMG, like, this is going to be really good for those CQC fights, and I'm not trying to have to ADS the whole time. I can hip fire fairly accurately with this build, and it's a 2 bolt to kill out to 30 meters. So if I land those 2 random headshots, that's good, right? Not really, it's pretty quick, but you know, whatever. LMGs are super overpowered right now. And again, like I stated before in the AR video, the reason that LMGs and SMGs are pretty strong is because AR's got a nerf, but the other weapons haven't been touched yet. So we're still waiting on weapon balancing. So this is how I run this build. Again, if you like to aim more with the 80 strafe, LWG, or if you like to be static, the BCG, okay? I run the laser, again, on all of my weapons. And if you like to be that guy, please don't be that guy. You have a bipod. I'm not saying anything else about it. Optics are always personal preference, okay? There's no right or wrong answer for this. The Avantis, again, has no recoil. If you're struggling with recoil, you've got Champion, Warhawk comp, TAC comp. TAC comp, again, is the technical meta choice for PC. Warhawk is typical meta choice for controller players. Who knows? I just run the Avantis with the wrap suppressor almost consistently, just because there's no recoil to manage, and I can be quiet and have the same rate of fire as the LCMG, okay? I don't know if you noticed, but LCMG with the short barrel close combat rounds has the same rate of fire as the Avantis with standard rounds, and this has a higher 5 bullet to kill damage range than the LCMG. That is the only difference between the two. But I will say, overall, probably base LMGs, these should be your 2 go-tos if you're gonna run them, okay? And this is how I run it. There are good different ammo types for both of them, but I will say, you know, you're getting a 50-50, you know, so those ammo boxes are pretty light if you're gonna run high power. There's no real reason to run anything outside of the standard rounds on this. High power rounds in general carry damage further out, so you do get a further 5 bullet to kill range, but it increases recoil and slowers your rate of fire. But to each their own. You could even do some crazy, like, almost hit scan shot within maybe 75 meters if you throw on the long barrel to increase the projectile velocity, and put a bipod if you're going to be that guy laying back. Who knows? I don't know. But that'd be an interesting build. Long barrel, high power rounds, and a bipod. Ugh, that sounds gross. But anyways, PKP doesn't really have a bunch of attachment options here. So this is actually one of the few that I will run the Warhawk comp on and run high power. Don't ask me why. I feel like recoil control with the high power is a little easier for me than the standard, which sounds backwards. I know, but that's just my preference. So it also has the bipod attached to it at all times, so no need for a bipod attachment when you. So, I mean, it's always there for you, but that's really it. Again, it has armor piercing as well. I really don't understand why this didn't get a suppressor. I thought it would have been cool to put a suppressor on this, but hey, you know, whatever. But yeah, this one really doesn't have any attachments to go over. RPT, this is kind of the meta build here, but I will say the high power rounds give you a 4 BTK out to 30 meters. So if you want to drop your rate of fire by 100, right, 790 to 690, and you want to 2-shot people potentially, then switch to the high power. I still personally use this for the rate of fire, and the reasoning for that, and I'm not going to get too down into this rabbit hole, but rate of fire on low tick servers is kind of law, right? So these servers are not good. I don't know if you guys are aware, but it's 45 tick rate, so 45 hertz. So the more bullets I can dump out into the server, the better chance I have of getting the hit reg that I should have. Because those hertz are so low, your bullets are just going to disappear. That's just how this works. When you've got 64 players on a 45 hertz server, it is going to happen no matter what. Your bullets are just going to disappear. You're going to feel like your bullets don't connect to people. They'll go into the matrix. I don't know. But at times, your bullets will not connect. So rate of fire puts out more rounds per second for you to better increase your chances of winning that gunfight because you're putting more rounds out into the server, okay? And that's all we're going to discuss on that. If you guys are curious about how these things work, let me know, and we could dive into this for like half an hour if you really wanted to, but we're not going down this rabbit hole because that's not the intent of today. But again, laser, don't ask me why I have a bipod on here. I was doing some research the other night. Anyways, like I said, aimers, LWG if you're 80 strafing, if you're standing still, BCG. There's also a bipod. The fact that this is in here kind of makes me want to gag, but anyways. And that's really it for the all-out warfare guys. So these portal ones, so the portal LMGs, all have like, you know, extended mags and some underbarrel attachments and some optics, but there's not a whole lot of room. This, again, vertical recoil control, in mind, which is good, that actually works, but I don't really care because I don't think they work correctly in all-out warfare. I could be a me thing, but I don't know. So, and that goes along for all of these. Now, I will say, the XM8 is going to be really, really good when it gets all-out warfare attachments. You see that it has literally nothing for it. It has 3 optics. This, nothing, and a bipod. Okay. Once this actually gets stuff to play with, it already is a laser beam, as is with nothing on it. This thing is going to be fun to use when it gets attachments. That's all I'm going to say. And then for the rest of these guys, if I'm being honest with you, this has a lot of damage, a lot of kick. This has no kick, not enough damage, and a slow rate of fire. This thing is a pea shooter. Have fun tier 1ing it if that's what you're going to do. This will 2-shot, this will 2-shot. This is a 2244. This is also 2244, but it is just so slow. And then the RPK is middle ground-ish, right? The only benefit to this guy is the reload speed is quick because it's a mag fed, right? Slightly faster than the Type 88. But again, we're waiting on these attachments for these guys. They'll be even more kind of bleh. So that's really all I have for the LMGs, guys. Please let me know if you guys want to see anything else about them, or if you have anything that you want to discuss on, like what's better, what attachments, this and that. I'm still going to say the LCMG is the best based off of attachments. I mean, look at all these attachments for this guy, okay? Like, nothing beats this. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. For versatility and damage output, it's still the best one out there. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for LMGs. Until I see you in the next one. See ya!